Well, ladies and Germans, how you all doing? This is Con Ulrich.
And I'm Ringru. Hello, hello, hello.
And folks, it's another day, another week, another match. Today, on the map of Ocean North, we have ourselves... Actually, I'm really quite excited to see the German player here.
Mm-hmm.
But, Rang, tell us more about the players.
Well, on the left-hand side in blue, we have GG Kringle playing as the 1st Lovas Cavalry Division, and he has a Vanguard income. And on the right-hand side, we have a very angry bird who's playing Group Tyrannia with also a Vanguard income.
So I have to say, first of all, I need to amend my statement already. So obviously, this is the Hungarian division.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, I feel like this is the meme-like cavalry division. This is the division I
Yep.
always feel like Gonzo should be playing.
Yeah. It definitely feels like you're kind of using horses in a sense. It sounds a little bit dumb, but you're using a lot of lighter, cheaper tanks to just charge, and sometimes they get blown up, but sometimes magic happens. And we've talked about First Lovas a lot before. They're a very good division, especially on a map like this where you got a lot of close quarters areas to use those rather powerful, like Hungarian light caliber AT guns and tanks.
Yes. Yes, and what about Tarina? It's been a little bit of time since we've seen them. I mean, obviously we had a ton of, Strokovi and more Strokovi and more
Mm-hmm.
Strokovi, and occasionally, ever so occasionally, the Third Armored. But what's going on here with Angry Bird?
Uh, Tyranny is a pretty simple division. It's got a lot of infantry, and it's got a lot of T-34 76s. So it's more of like a general, like, Soviet light infantry division, right? You're really just going to be relying on infantry spam and just an ungodly amount of T-34 76s. Against First Lovas, it's a pretty good choice because Lovas doesn't really have that many heavy tanks. They got a few hatches, a little bit more now thanks to the update as
Hmm.
they get more hatches per card. But it's gonna be interesting to see this dynamic in terms of infantry quality. Kringle pretty much wins that outright
Yeah,
just because those Hungarian motorized troops are ridiculously good. But at the same time, you got a lot of spam numbers with Group Tyrannia. With I believe they use Strelky and not guards, one or the other. It's always gets a little bit confused with them between. Also, yeah, it's Strelky DP. So the DP runs are definitely a very good choice as SVT spam.
indeed. Now, looking at what the way everyone's kind of lining up already, it looks like there's going to be a holding action in the north by the Hungarians, a much more major push in the south. And it looks like I would hesitate to say that the Soviets are definitely looking for a northern punch of their own. So we're going to see both sides work the opposite flank, with the
Hmm.
holding force, of course, to kind of keep things steady. What about this 8 trucks worth of Hungarian infantry in the center? How do you feel about those?
I think he's just probably going to rush them into the northern town and just try to set up a good defensive spot. And that's usually always a good idea. Holding those towns on this map is extremely vital. It's pretty much two very close capture points. And once you lose them, it can be a bit of a pain in the ass to take back.
Definitely true. And it looks like for the most part you are very much Nostradamus. Half the infantry going to that northern town, half going into rather advanced positions. Soviets moderate breakout in the south, very standard breakout in the north, trying to take that barracks complex.
Hmm.
And it looks like the two tanks over here, the 38 and the 40 mil, excuse me, the 40M, are being shockingly aggressive, I think, with their position. Not just shockingly aggressive, but maybe they're just outside of the bend on that. With the
Hmm.
two M245s and the 76-2, I can't help but feel that they're going to get pretty quick.
Yeah, we're not seeing that much in terms of armor from AngryBird. He does have a few M5 Stuarts, which has been handily given to him by the Americans, and they're going to be a pretty good matchup against those Hungarian tanks, as it's also a pretty decent little light tank.
Indeed. Now, the one thing about the tanks over here for the Hungarians is that these guys are rather slow, actually, I would say. I feel like they're rather
Yeah,
slow.
they are a
Uh,
little bit slow.
and we're already seeing the first engagement. M245 is just going to light up this road if they're not careful. And you're already seeing already, we have a couple guys jumping on out. And prepare to have me just completely butcher every single one of these names. The Hungarian infantry, the Arcos are coming on in, though.
Okay, it's actually a very interesting choice, actually opting to take the more regular Hungarian rifle troops rather than taking the motorized guys. They're a little less well equipped as they only have boat axons compared to semi-autos, but they're still pretty decent. Not as good as the Huzarug's troops, I believe. It's some weird Hungarian language which I cannot pronounce. I too will butcher that language.
Another 4 tanks, an entire other tank platoon to the north. Yeah, he is overloading like crazy. Down to the south, I want to check this out. Yeah, the Soviets are set up in a rather good defensive position, especially the Automachikis. Yes, they do have rifle, the anti-tank grenades, but let's not fool ourselves. Those things are still quite deadly.
Especially now that I have... Well, before they only had like, what, 60-meter range? But now with 100-meter range, you can usually, sneak up and blow up a tank with a good old grenade. And we're all seeing the tanks starting to move up as they come round the bend.
Meanwhile, I'm watching this Focke-Wulf's gonna get killed. Yak 9's gonna be on its tail pretty damn quickly. The turning is gonna be a bit out of luck for him. Here we go. Yep, that was fast.
Yak attack.
Yeah, usually you think yaks are rather placid animals, but not going to be the case here. And Kringle, because bring this Krupp TV truck, which actually I think is a new transport vehicle.
Which one?
Isn't it? The Krupp TV.
Is that?
Southwestern side, bringing the anti-air piece, left side.
Oh yeah, I think that's always been there, but I have never seen people use that truck. It is odd-looking thing, a very odd-looking thing.
But you know what it makes up for being that? Yeah, right, you're right. Never mind. It's just odd. I was gonna say it has character, but that's just really.
Looks like it's got a really big snoot.
But you know what? Noses or not, those can be fixed. Rhinoplasty is always a thing. Now down to the south, the Hungarians are holding rather steady. Definitely take out some of the infantry, but we are going to see 3 T-34-76s. So I cannot help but feel, even as a love which is coming to the north, that the Hungarians are going to be just a smidge outgunned.
A little bit, but at the same time, in a close-range firefight, the Hungarians usually have a better time with the Tehran run tanks. That is, as they have a whopping 17 rounds a minute fire rate. They must have autoloaders in them or something, because it's an extremely fast-firing gun. And it can actually kill those T-34-76s up close, and even if they can't penetrate, they can cause a lot of critical hits.
Well, to the north, we are going to see that 38M start to engage some of these stewards, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a one-way ticket for a lot of them. Wow, that was what the heck happened there?
Oh, he's holding.
Oh, Ju-87. This is going to be a valley of death. 2 stewards are going to go down.
So funny seeing people bring out cluster bombers. I mean, to just bring it to kill 2 light tanks. In this case, it's a very good idea, because that's holding up the entire push, but only gets 1 kill.
It certainly does, but we do have a Yak 9 coming in behind that, and I don't think there's... Nope, this is going to go down pretty quickly.
Probably.
Oof.
Yep. That's a big loss.
It is.
Loss.
Very expensive, not very card efficient.
Especially in A phase.
Meanwhile, we are going to get a Panzerfaust coming on in, but he's just going to be out of range. I do want to check into the south as well. The T-34-76s are hit in the field. While we have Terrans going after a Razvedka way off in the distance, I'm kind of fascinated to see what happens with these T-34s.
They're probably gonna die as he's charging a hill with no infantry support, which is usually never a good idea. Fortunately for him, there was Arasok there, didn't have AT weaponry, so this T-34s are going to survive. But he has a bunch of other Tehran tanks here, just round the bend, and that range of T-34 is pretty buggered.
That's true, but we have an Automachiki coming in from behind. This could be amazing.
Oh!
This could be so perfect. This would be it'd be a brilliant flank.
It's gonna get spotted, Joe, by the Arasok, Joe.
Oh yeah, there we go. And Kabota comes in. But there's a leader unit right there, so he's definitely going to force to get dug out. And the T-34-76s are just blithely indifferent to the tanks on the other side.
He's deciding not to go up the hill, which is, okay, never mind. He's now deciding to go up the hill. Once again, it's still a little bit silly doing this without any infantry support. Fortunately for him, there's no infantry T here, but the Turan runs. See the T-34s, they can smell blood in the air. They're going after him. Oh god.
Track's broken. Okay, let's start shooting at the other ones, boys. That's one. One kill on both sides. This is... You know, this is one of those things that the plucky rebels trying to fight them off. They bloody the first amount here, but then just watch the next swath of armor come in.
Yeah. I mean, it's always fun to see, you know, heavy tank duels, but seeing these more light and medium tanks go at it is really enjoyable.
Worth noting in the meantime, the North has fallen to the Soviets, but we do have a reduced platoon of Turans coming on in. Ooh. Shooter knocked out. These guys are gods among men.
I know. 17 rounds a minute. That gun is just absolutely insane. I think I had like some special like semi-automatic loading system or something. I don't exactly know, but it's a damn good gun.
You know, someone just posted recently on one, I think it was the FEG fire rate. I have yet to look at a comment for it. Another one just came out. If anyone can actually tell either one of us about the whole Turan thing, by the way, we have another 5 of them coming in from the south. I know I'd be fascinated to know. I know, Ryan, you just said you'd be fascinated to know as well. So someone, do let us know.
Yeah.
Supremely interesting for us. But while this one T-34-76 has a jammed gun, it gives enough time to get Strelky DPs charging into the forest. And I don't think there's enough anti-air to keep that Yak-9 at bay. No, definitely not.
Oof. Oh, great rocket run there. That's going to completely open up the flanker of AngryBird to take a foothold on the hill.
Certainly will. I'm going to check back into the north real quick. We have the Turans going through the trees. And my camp is bugged out. But we do also have 4 stewards, all of them facing the trees. This is going to be a very, very rude awakening.
Yeah. Use them up slowly, but surely. God, this is just gonna be like bloodbath. Here he goes. Stuart gets line of sight.
Oh my God, this is gonna be the same kind of thing again, isn't it?
Yeah. Just really snappy, deadly tank duels here.
You know, they say there's a way that snipers shoot. It's the idea of having a double shot method. One to range, one to kill. These Turans are doing exactly the same damn thing.
Yeah, damn, all those Stuarts just go down. Those Stuarts are pretty nice tanks. But the problem is, they only shoot 7 rounds a minute. The Turan shoots 17. And when you can put more rounds down range, I think you usually win.
Usually, yes. Not when you're firing, like, 9mm against a tank, but something does have its bonuses, doesn't it? Now, Kringle is trying to consolidate his position down to the south. Like I said, bringing in all those extra tanks and a ton of anti-tank worthy infantry. Gotta hustle a bit, although he does have a couple of Lovas on the edge of this town. Don't know how well that's going to go.
Yeah, that's actually a very interesting position with the Lovasses. They're not going to do that great against Strokey DP, both acts into semi-autos, and also Sniper out, helping out a little bit, in that engagement as well. But I think, where else Turans are going? They're going into the forest, so they're going to avoid the T-34s for now. Or maybe
of course
not.
They are. The merry men don't win a combat by fighting the sheriff in a stand-up fight. As you can see, that's what happens. You just get killed.
Yeah, yes, Rains and Turan runs are going to have a little bit of a hard time against T-34s. You really want to be in knife fighting distance to effectively deal with him. And AngryBird, he's rushing up, getting a little bit closer, and he should win this tank engagement.
Yes, he should, but there are still first of all, a Hussar officer is in here, so definitely look to see a lot of veterancy go up. And the Lovich is still coming on in as well. So the tanks will push forward to get that position, and they're going to get murked pretty hard.
Oh. AngryBird's been doing a very good job so far in this match, just keeping up the pressure. Down south, he's mentioned to capture the hill. Up north, he's managing capturing the hill. Yeah, he's just doing a very good job with his T-34 and Strokey DPs.
Here's the question. Did this opening go poor because we have this counter-pedestals coming on in instead of more robust infantry?
I think that's a little bit to do with it, because the boat I wouldn't really recommend personally taking the boat action troops for the Hungarian cavalry division. I'd usually recommend just sticking with the semi-auto troops, just because it's such a huge power difference. You get a little bit less, it costs a bit more, but they're worth the money. They're really worth the money. But also at the same time, AngryBird's been doing a very good job of having a good, well, air control. He's been using airplanes rather efficiently, and yeah, air supremacy.
Very strange. He actually had this locust just coming on in the southern side pinned down. He did have himself quite in range. I'm a little curious as to what happened there.
Hmm.
No Fausts to be seen. And a lot more Strokies being brought on in as well, so not too shocking. But at this point, oh, okay, another investment, another Ju-87. This could turn the tide ever so slightly. At
Yeah,
least for the moment.
those T-34s are pretty bunched together. This could be a rather worthwhile investment if he can knock out 2 to 3 of them.
It's
At
true, but
least.
even if he takes these out, look to the east. We have another company of T4s right there.
Not T-34s, they forgot the 3 and turned into Panzers.
Oh my god, he's firing all of his bombs on one.
What?
Oh my god.
Fuck. At least,
Ugh.
yeah. I think he didn't have line of, he must only have a T-34, so yeah. But that was not a good call.
No, it was not.
Oh.
But you know what? He does have a 75 mil coming on forwards. So maybe he's just trying to lull him to a false sense of security.
Yeah, that could be it. That could be it. Once that, like, Pack 40 gets in position, he can pretty quickly knock out those T-34s. Or kill 1 or 2 of them at least.
Now, the first of the Strokies are coming on in. Yeah, this has just turned into a massive scrum for the forest, as it always seems to.
Mm-hmm. We're also starting to see some of the Hussar troops being brought in with their semi-auto rifles. They're going to prove to be a rather good matchup against the Strokey DP spam.
Yes, they are, but the question is, will they be able to hold on until then?
Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, that's a lot of Strokey DP.
15-9.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, AngryBird's done a very good job just keeping up the pressure. He's been playing the flanks extremely well. I mean, for Kringle, he needs to either take back the flanks, which they're pretty well. Actually, the northern flank is. It's just that one grouped up area. If you bring some artillery and just bombard it, you could probably make a push. But he's focused down south, bringing up all his troops, so maybe he can make something happen somewhere, anywhere.
And the PE over there, the PBS or whatever you want to call it, got in there, but I thought to myself that Pack 40 was a goner. That is not going to be the case.
Mm-hmm. Only takes one casualty, which is pretty good. And Kringle is starting to invest a little bit more into anti-aircraft now, getting some of those 40mm AA guns.
Definitely a worthwhile call. Now, Pack 40 is going to line up a shot on this first D-34, and he's not even going to know he's there. Wow, whoa.
Oh.
Shooting, I didn't even know he had line of sight in that back one, but apparently he does. Second kill? Loader killed. Interesting.
That's a good hit. Another good hit.
Killed him, Kimosabi. Thank you. There we go.
Yeah, this Pack 40 is absolutely mopping up the road. Even with its high morale damage, he's getting some pretty good hits, and he's got a bunch of flamethrower troops being brought in here.
You know, at one point I made a comment about the Lost Battalion. This is the Lost Battalion.
It's all the flamethrowers. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Burn, baby, burn.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's certainly Disco Inferno. I'm not sure I'd really believe that Disco is alive after that one. But, alright. I guess in the meantime, though, what can the Hungarians do to kind of maybe force some pressure to the north? How can they take this position back? Is there any kind of artillery to take, or...?
They really just need artillery up north. Maybe getting the off-map recon plane. They just need to bombard the area and just move up with some infantry and tanks. It's really the best way. Yeah, Kringle is managing to take a little bit of ground down south, capping one of the flags and slowing down the point loss just a tad. But there's a lot of strokey DPs in these barns, and there's a bunch of T4s covering them. It's going to be a little bit hard taking out with just flamethrower troops.
You know, the crazy thing to me at the same time, too, is I'm looking at the clock, and we've been in Phase B for 7 minutes. The fight on the southern side has just been so ferocious. I hadn't even noticed that we've gone into Phase B.
Yeah, and as we get into later phases, things will start grinding down a bit as both sides who took Vanguard incomes are losing points, and they probably have a lot of A phase and B phase cards. So once again to C phase, the attrition will start to hit.
Certainly is natural. Now, you did say the Hungarians were better in the long run in terms of infantry, but have they been losing too much infantry?
Yeah, they've been losing quite a bit. AngryBird's been doing a pretty good job just bringing out all these Strelky. Now he's got some Saparies being brought in. But I think actually in terms of deck composition, I'd say AngryBird has the better long game deck as it's a better quality infantry. I haven't really seen a lot of those Hussarooks. I've seen some being brought in now, but Kringle spent a lot of his cards on the Arasogs and the regular Lovasses, which are the Botaxen dudes, and they're pretty meh.
But they do have a Jagdpanzer coming into the south, so Hetzer is hitting the field.
Oh yeah?
Yes,
Which is going to hatch?
Oh, they certainly do. And we're getting another Yep, here's the Ju-87 coming back in again. Super out of date, but I guess why not? Well, how unfortunate for him that he can't see this hilltop. Part of me wonders, how effective are those cluster APs against buildings?
That's a good question, actually, because it's... I want to say probably not, because it probably just penetrated through, or just like, just like little damage. That's actually because would it penetrate through the building like a tank and use like its safe charge?
You know,
I don't know.
I wish I knew, because to me, like, at that point, if I was ever taking one of these hilltops, I would know for a fact, Ju-87 goes down, obviously, I would just pound the bejesus out of that hilltop.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. If I could do it, I definitely will.
But I wonder, like, historically how effective they were, if they were ever used against buildings. If anyone knows, please tell me. I'll be rather curious.
I do know they use punch and pops quite a bit. But punch and pops are essentially high explosive, so they're not quite the same bang for the buck, so to speak.
Yeah. Probably a bit better against infantry, of course.
Off map, Focke-Wulf is on the field.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. I love seeing this unit being brought in by the Hungarians, because you get like a crap ton of the Empire card. It's an extremely good off-map unit to take, just due to the amount that you get. I think you get like 4 to 6 in B phase per card, roughly.
I think you're right.
And like 3 in A phase. Don't quote me on that, but nonetheless, that's really good for an off-map card, and he's gonna be able to get a lovely barrage on the barns down south.
In the meantime, we've not really been taking a lot of look in the background here. So 57 mils coming to the south and another to the center. Got a couple 122 mil artillery pieces dotted around the map. They've been shelling, that's for damn sure. But the question is, how effective have they been? Moderately, I would say.
Well, yeah, both sides going kind of heavy. Well, more AngryBird going heavy, and artillery's got 3 of those 122s, where Kringle only has 105. But artillery is definitely going to help out, especially on a map like this where it gets pretty choke pointy. And as we can see down south, that off map is doing phenomenal work, actually knocking out a few tanks, I believe.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Helping knock out a few tanks as those Turans move in. One of them gets sniped by the AT rifles, and this is where Strelky DP become very scary. They got AT rifles, and when your tanks only have 50mm of frontal armor, you do have to be a little bit concerned.
Yes, that is for sure. The one thing the Russians are a little bit lucky on, never mind, Castor's Curse brings down the plane, and an entire column of Strelkies comes on and down to the south yet again, but it is 1311, and shockingly enough, I can't help but feel that Kringle might have been able to stabilize this.
Yeah, that off-map artillery strike is completely, well, not completely, but it's definitely softened the southern side. He's slowly starting to push back and gain some ground. So if he can capture the last part of the hill, he can stabilize it to a nice trove.
Like you said, we are now to phase C, so watch for the tempo to decay a little bit. With the Strelky's coming on in, this is without the DPs.
Mm-hmm.
So, no DP? Well, that's not good enough for me, I know that much.
Yeah, they're a little bit more mediocre, more instead of Mossins and like AT grenades instead, which is not going to be as good. I mean, also the Rooks will be able to beat them out pretty easily, one-on-one.
Also, I might be wrong here, but I think I know it's just an officer. I thought it was a commander unit had gone down over on the Russian side. But maybe not. Maybe I'm incorrect there. Definitely was a guy with a radio. We know how rare those are.
I think it was probably like an artillery leader, maybe?
Entirely possible, but Terran Mark II is coming on in. Hetzer is going to Hetz. And that T4 is just, yeah, dude, there's no way in hell you really should be able to penetrate that Hetzer.
Yeah, that T4 is pretty buggered. It is assist too, however, moving up, and I can definitely kill Hetchers.
Oh,
I can stop the Hetcher from Hetching. I know, like the term.
Oh my gosh, there's two of them
God.
back to back. Drop the other one, my friend. There you go. All right.
There we go. 2 big runs.
And
a pair of eyes.
Absolutely right. In the meantime, though, this gun has broken the tracks of one Hetzer. And the gun is jammed, so I'm surprised he's not dead already.
Yeah, those off-map strikes are going to be devastating once again. And yeah, I mean, the Strokey are definitely going to slow down Kringle in his push, but he's killing them pretty easily now in the open. They're pretty exposed. Have to deal with him.
I guess the major thing is if these 2 tanks get taken out. If the tanks get taken out, there's a chance.
Yep. T4 goes down to off map. The T-34s, rather, they're still alive.
That's an absolutely massive area worth of damage too. Jesus, 400 meters and yeah, that's huge.
Yeah. Yeah, off-map artillery. Off-map artillery is in a very good state in SD2 now. It's devastating. It's powerful, but because the maps
limited.
It's more limited. Yeah, because the maps are bigger, it doesn't like knock out an entire lane. Like we saw 2 off-map strikes, and actually you have to use 2 off-maps to really, cover a reasonable area. Yeah, I really like how off-map works in SD2. It's much more refined compared to where in SD44 it would just renew the match sometimes if you got the right strike.
You mean like the Arty Party?
Yeah. Up you just rush into St. Margulies, call in some naval artillery guns, mop up the town, and then you move in your paratroopers to finish up the job.
It is a little hard to disagree with that kind of a particular idea. Of course, I imagine there's going to be some war crimes or something that's going to happen. Here comes another one as well. So as these new tanks come right back in, at this point, if I get a quick fire out, I'm going to be doing it.
Yeah. T-34 is going to come in. These are only the Tron 2s. They do have the... I think it's pretty much an equivalent of a short-barreled 75mm you see on the T4s.
Yep.
So they're not going to be really effective. And so is Panzer IVs.
No, but like a brave hunting dog, they will charge. There's 5 more going to be called on in. So driver knocked out, you might see a couple criticals here and there.
Yep.
But they're giving their lives to keep them in place for that artillery strike.
Yep, just 15 more seconds. All they need.
And not for nothing, that's actually a supremely good exchange for them.
Yeah.
If two crew kill. Ugh.
If one of those strikes land right on top of that T-34, I will be very pleased. But I don't... No, T-34 is going to move out just in the nick of time.
You know, it reminds me, at one point... Oh, never mind!
Oh, no! They're going to reverse into the artillery. Between a rock and a hard place here.
You know, it reminds me of this one time I was playing Company of Heroes 2 and the Stromtiga, which turns into
Hmm.
like the Death Star. It's the AVRE basically of that particular match. And opponent has something like 3 or 4 T-34s over in one spot. One rocket went in the middle. I think I destroyed two. Another one went out of control, and the third one lost its gun. God alive, I
Uh,
wish I could find that kind of thing happening again. But
yeah, Storm Tiger and that was in Code 2 was a lot of fun. And in SD2 now.
yes, you know
Yeah,
what though? But we haven't really seen it.
haven't yet. We need to get a need to find a good replay with Goran division so we can see some Tiger action.
And despite the fact that his float carburetor isn't working, the Focke Wolf does make it out. Meanwhile, his tormentor buys the farm.
Isn't the float carburetor the thing that allows the plane to land in like lakes and stuff?
Float carburetor, as far as I understand, is when you're pulling negative G, it keeps the fuel injectors more or less able to put the fuel in. There was this whole thing that was going on, as far as I understand it, in terms of the Battle of Britain. Maybe actually the British fighters who had a float carburetor, where they would pull a negative G dive, and they would lose engine power, at least for a couple of seconds, until someone put in basically a washer, and that would allow them to continue having engine power, therefore better control, and there would be like no dead stick opportunities.
How do you stick a Rossen machine on an airplane?
Uh, wash. Wait, is that what I said?
I was
Wash.
messing with you.
Oh, I was like, wait, what did I just say?
I can just imagine like a bunch of British mechanics going, "Oh, all right, Tony, let's get the Rossen machine in."
Actually, it was I forget who it was. I think British lore since it was a young woman who came up with a fix. I can't think what the
Hmm.
name is though. I'll have to look for it and get back to you. It was a really really cool thing though. I found out just listening to a World War II podcast a little while ago. 38Ms. This is how you know though that the Lobos is running out of tanks when they're bringing in all the recon tanks to say, guys,
Oh yeah.
this is how we need to fight.
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably starting to run low a little bit now. There's still pretty good tanks, 38Ms, but a little bit more costly because they have the recon optics. A little bit worse armor. Yeah, AngryBird, he's still managing to hold. I think Kringle has definitely screwed the pooch a little bit by just trying to tunnel vision one area. It would have been a good idea for him to maybe try to push middle or north a little bit. Just
Really,
try to,
anywhere?
yeah, just try other places. Or it's getting really close. It seems to breaking the southern flank. It's just a few T-34s left. Not much infantry, but there we go. The T-34s are dying. They're going kaput.
Yeah, but it's one of those things you can't go and throw your entire division inside an area that's like 100 meters. That's
Yeah,
SD-44 stuff.
yeah. And also, AngryBird, he's got like 3 artillery guns. And they're just continuing to pound that area. That's definitely not going to help Kringle in the push.
No, it's certainly not, but another airstrike should do it, or artillery strike, excuse me. And we have 9 squads of Husarovs coming in, 3 more Terrans. And yep, this TOT barrage is going to be perfectly placed. It looks like that's where a lot of the Strelkys are trying to go.
And I think AngryBird is actually starting to run out a bit of infantry now because he's only getting some flamethrower troops to help reinforce his Strelky. So that's not good.
It is weird for me to see Ogamachiki being brought in Phase C.
Yeah, it's usually something you see be brought out immediately just to rust an area, but nope. Oh, but yeah, there is flamethrower up his sleeve. It's probably pretty hard to get a flamethrower up his sleeve, but it'd be a pretty cool magic trick nonetheless.
That's true, but it looks like these artillery strikes are going to make some of them disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wow. I would not want to be wearing a flamethrower when there's an artillery strike coming down.
Yeah, I think that's pretty hazardous to your health.
The Surgeon General used to have a warning about that, I feel like, but, wow, yeah, there is sheer devastation. And all of these squads of Husarovs, for some reason, have dropped off way behind the front lines. My friends,
Oh,
Hungarians, countrymen, lend me your legs. We need to get forward fast.
yeah, that's definitely going to slow him down a bit, because he needs to get into that point fast before reinforcements come. AngryBird is only bringing up some T-34s, though. And they're still tanks, but really he needs infantry to help defend his southern area more than anything. Oh, that's his 2-gun. Might be able to get a sneaky hit. Nope. Nope.
Nope.
just deleted by the Hussarooks.
Well, I like how we have 2 Hetzers and we have like these body shields for the 38Ms.
It's like Mario Kart where you have like the green cells that like go around you for protection.
Totally.
Essentially,
enough, we actually have a couple Hussarooks coming in the middle, so I think we're going to see this kind of cheeky little push to maybe pick up a couple more flags from the Ultima Cheeky that are right. Excuse me, Ultima Cheeky that are right there.
Oh yeah. Cool.
He's got to hurry up. He's only got 8 minutes of life.
Mm-hmm. But just looking at momentum rates, he has so much stuff on the southern side now. AngryBird really doesn't. He's only really relying on T-34 76s. I think he's pretty much out of infantry now.
Shockingly enough, I think the Hetzer is not the one getting all these kills. I think this actually is the Terrans getting kills.
That's pretty crazy, man.
It is. It's terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, the gun's so low velocity, it takes 5 to 10 seconds for it to hit the T-34. Fireworks.
Well, they're pinging off like that, too.
Mm-hmm.
You're shooting golf balls.
It's really satisfying seeing those low velocity shells.
Yeah, oh man, but it's gonna get turned into hell right now. Here comes the rocket plane.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Outrun. And all the Hussarooks down south, they're being pinned down by artillery. The Soviet heavy guns doing their job, but Kringle, he's still pushing his toadies and managed to get into a good position on the hill. And at long range, they're really devastating those T-34s. Jeez Louise.
Which just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but hey, if it works, it works.
Criticals, man. It comes down to critical hits.
Oh my god, this entire flank is just gonna get captured.
Yeah.
3 squads.
Holy shit.
Oh my god. Move officers up. We need officers.
Jeez, yeah, he really does. You can't be losing these Hussarooks to 2-man flamethrower squads.
One
bit
guy
embarrassing.
might take out the entire freaking push. Okay.
No, okay. No.
That was close.
That was very close. The AngryBird is starting to lose that steam now. He's still winning in terms of points, but he's about to lose his 7th flag sometime soon. He really needs to maybe think about pushing centre, just, push somewhere else. Maybe. I actually don't know. If he spends points pushing somewhere else, he's not going to have defences down south. But at the same time, just throwing tanks into his problem is not going to save him, because you need infantry. Okay.
Look at the north. A move.
Oh yeah.
He's got an entire battalion's worth of troops. Forget division. He's got an entire battalion right there.
Mm-hmm. Try to do something with them, yeah.
Alright. One by one, the Russian squads, though, are falling. It is 12-12. We are back to an even stance here. And although we have Strokies moving into the trees, we still do have a couple of squads of Hussars and the flamethrower troops that are right there. And I don't care how good that Zis gun is, you're not going to be able to take all of those troops.
Yeah. I think the factories behind AngryBird lines are really in high alert, because they're just mass producing T-34s like crazy. We got another 4 T-34s being brought in.
And this is when I bring in the airstrike one last time, and I hit that. Hit that. Well, the juncture really.
Mhm. Oh yeah, that'd be a fantastic spot. If he manages to get up here, he can capture the town, and that's a really solid GG. Actually, in middle we're seeing a play. The Lovases are moving up, trying to capture his barn. There is one of them, a cheeky squad there, however. And
we saw these guys a little while ago, and I said this is gonna happen.
And it is happening, Carl.
I know. How rare is that I actually call something?
You called it, man.
I'm just shocked. I'm shocked.
Look, looking after my cheekies, they're shocked as well, as they're getting some very easy kills. In SMG squads may not be the greatest, but in ambush situations like that, you can see they're pretty scary.
True, but when you go over open ground like that, I would not want to be them. And really, numbers? I'm shocked that... Wow, I'm really surprised about this. Whew.
Yep. It's completely stopped outposts.
It has. But down south, the tanks are pretty much all dead. We have a couple of 38Ms still alive, but the Hetzers are all gone. All of this infantry still has no freaking officer corps.
I think he doesn't... Oh, right, he has one leader. Yeah, he has one leader down there.
Does?
Yeah, the Arak...
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yep, thing.
Gotcha. The Arcas.
Yeah.
And I think this is his final body shot. He's bringing in 4 more squads of Strelkeys, 3 more tanks. And what's Kringle got? Well, Kringle actually says, I see your tanks. I'm raising with Hetzers and more Terrans. Oh, and by the way, we have Pack 40s. I should have brought this in about 8 years ago. I think he just finally found the gift receipt.
It's just a coupon that has been, hiding in the kitchen drawer.
Yeah, it probably something like that. It's like Black Friday, except right now it's like Red Tuesday.
Yeah, the newspaper comes in and you got the coupons to your favorite fast food place. Great feeling. Great feeling.
It totally is. Totally.
Yeah.
To the north, yep, we have finally seen the A move. That's going to pick up that, yeah.
Called it again.
Yeah. It's just, I don't get why this didn't happen about 8 years ago.
Yeah, if he brought up some extra infantry earlier on and tried to move here, it's probably could have been even more devastating. He's capturing 1 flag, easy peasy like, and Kringle is going to be responding with a Hetcher.
Well, I just gotta watch this southern push. It's incredible. As all these tanks are starting to move forwards, I mean...
Like a mini Kursk here.
Dubno.
Mm-hmm. Two firing lines going at it. Just a massive attack. That'd be a time for either side to call artillery in.
Exactly. Exactly. Massive attack indeed. I can even see a teardrop or 2 fall down there. And this, I'm surprised it's not even using all of their tanks. They have a second line of tanks, I think, that are just waiting for the first ones to get killed before bringing in the second wave. You see them just below the crest of the hill.
Yep. Oh yeah, those C-34s. Just the extra Strelkeys helping with the push is going to be enough. God damn, that is just a shit ton of T-34s, man. This is a shit ton of tanks coming.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And not even this bombing run nor this airstrike is going to save it. It is just, it's too late. It's dead.
Awesome play. I love this. I absolutely love this.
Oh, so do I. It's absolutely ghastly to think that's all that's going on there, though.
Yeah. It's really fun seeing these like light medium tank battles because you just get so many of them compared to like your Panther versus IS-2 battles where it's only like 2 or 3. Here you just have platoon worth of tanks going at it.
The amazing thing is that 4 bombs came in and completely shut it down.
That was a great hit, yeah. And the T-34s, I mean, they're slowly picking off these Hungarian infantry, but the Terrans are coming in slowly. And it was just 2 guns.
Yeah.
On the, into, like, crossroads, yeah. Getting some good snipes in. Very good snipes.
They are indeed.
Yeah. Kringle really could use some artillery, like, on map. And just any artillery down south to help deal with this push. Northern push has been pretty much shut down. It's stretched now behind enemy lines, so... Yeah, that didn't go all that well for AngryBird.
No, it didn't, but,
still
Kringle,
winning.
Yeah, I was going to say, Kringle, he definitely needs to be checking his list next time. I think he certainly didn't give himself the jolliest of holidays down here.
Yeah, really, it's really all pivoting towards a southern flag. There's a reason AngryBird is throwing everything in the kitchen sink down south. It's just to capture 1 flag on the hill. He just needs to hold on to 1 flag for like 2 minutes. All he needs. It's probably maybe the southern flag at this rate probably may not be the best idea and try to push somewhere else, maybe in the middle. Does Kringle, he run out south an engagement for sure.
Question is, does he have anything left? I mean, obviously he's got all this junk to the south, but what does that mean? Does this mean this is going to be a GG here? So we also see the Ultima Cheeky have fallen back from the Husaroks in the center, and
Yeah.
Falkenwolf's coming back in to strafe some more infantry. So I mean, could this be the beginning?
Yeah, I think AngryBird has just lost some momentum at this point. Just that huge blob down south. And I'm just zooming in right now on like the destruction down south, and it is absolute mayhem, Khan. Just take a look at it. There's so many dead tanks. So many dead tanks.
I'm mildly amused by the fact there's an Su-85 in the back, just being like, ah, none of you guys can kill me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he does have some of them. Probably a pretty good tank to have now, as it's, you know, pretty good at killing other tanks.
Unless you get spalled.
Yeah, spoiled is, not ideal.
To the north, though, we are going to see that the T-34-76s are like, guys, there's an open town, we can do it. As another wave comes in. Look at that wave to the north. The Germans wish they had reserves like that.
Oh god, he still has some strokey in him left, and yeah, like I said, this is the T-34-76 spam division, and for good reason. For very good reason. And yeah, that's going to open up the connection between him and the Stuart, which is going to capture a flag, yeah, so maybe AngryBird can just, you know, snipe one of these town objectives and get a victory here. It's really going to come down to whether Kringle can exploit this southern push, which he hasn't really been able to do, so he really needs to try to capture that southern town.
That's certainly the case. One last brave Terran push being brought into the north. But I think that's going to be all she wrote.
I think AngryBird is just barely gonna get the victory here. Pretty surprising, because it really seems like he's out of stuff. But no, never mind. He's got more strokey DPs being brought in now.
More strokey DPs, more T-34s. He's got just a hefty hunk of junk. Really, really well played. Hand to God, I thought that Kringle was going to turn it around right at the end there.
Yep, he was pretty close, but as you see down south from Kringle, he's not moving his forces. He just needs to select all of this, attack, move the town, and just relieve pressure. And that's a real big misplay.
It is. I think at this point, though, he just sees us being like, okay, guys, I have to rush this out. Like, right now, he's moving all those tanks off the road. Not what you want. You do not want your tanks going through open fields. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense there. Regardless, though, when you have God Vision, I suppose it definitely changes things. The Strokeys, in the meantime, down to the south, just a soft contain, going to keep things going here for the last couple of seconds. And the JU-88 is coming in for one desperate bombing run. Not sure the bombs are going to hit the ground.
We've got to at least see its explosive finale.
But no, that's
I
going to
recycled
be
the
it.
ritual.
That's going to be it. So well done.
Jeez. That's fantastic play from both sides. Yeah, really close in terms of kills.
Now, I do want to see the off maps in just a second. Look at the kills in the meantime. Strokeys, we have a T-34 did pretty well. Another T-34, a couple T-34s here and there, but I want to see the off maps. Okay, we got a Pack 40 did a great job. Yep,
Yeah.
heavy battery.
Bobo.
1, 2, 3, 4 tanks, 3 infantry, 4 infantry, 4. Wow, we have one scout got 4 T-34-76s.
Damn, the Hetchy sniped a lot, and the Pack 40 got, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was just a really solid match between both sides, but yeah, Kringle just didn't manage to, he got the momentum, but he didn't manage to continue the momentum down south, and that really screwed him up. If he could have captured that southern town, he probably would have run the match.
Yeah, exactly. I'm really, really surprised it wasn't more aggressive about it, but
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Yeah, but yeah, just great play from both sides. Real fun seeing more of these later divisions go at it. It's really give good spam tank battles. We love seeing spammy tank battles. Give us more.
Indeed. But folks, with that in mind, thank you so much for joining with us today. Come back on Thursday. I'm not sure it's a spooky replay per se, but for those of you in the States, we'll
Oh, it's
see.
Halloween.
What's that?
It's Halloween on Thursday, right?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Yes, it is. So if you play your cards right, maybe I'll even put a picture of me being a Stormschützen up on Thursday as well. But for folks, for right now, I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangru. Take it easy.